Hi there, Nick Hill from MrPresenter.com. I want to share with you some alternative techniques to generate relationships on social media platforms. For the majority of people, social networking is about broadcasting information, generating relationships, and communicating with people online to maintain and sustain those relationships until they turn into revenue-generating relationships. And admittedly, that does not apply for everybody who you're going to connect with. But hey, let's admit it, we're in business to develop relationships to create revenue. If you were to look at LinkedIn as an example, it's a multifaceted tool that allows you to do many, many different things. But there are some, let's say, other ways of looking at the platform if you were going to choose to go ahead and do that. Number one, if you were in the business of looking for data to actually undergo a direct mail campaign, what you might want to do is just actually perform a search of the people with a certain job title in a certain industry sector in a location that you're looking to target. And it wouldn't take very long to actually accrue the names of the people, their job title, the company that they work for, in order then to send letters to those people. Because social media does work, don't get me wrong, but I think it's hugely debatable whether the contacts in larger companies, let's say, are playing on these platforms as much as small business owners. And they do receive mail daily. So if your mail is enticing, it will get opened and immediately you can get yourself straight in front of somebody. So number one, don't just look at it as a broadcasting tool, look at it as a phone directory or a list of data in readiness to make a direct mail or any other type of approach that is anything other than online. Number two, you will see on people's profiles that they have connections. Now, I'm sure that you're aware of people in the same industry sector as yourself that also will have connections on LinkedIn. Now, there is a setting on there that does allow you not to see your connections. If somebody's connections are actually turned on, it might be worthwhile you actually sifting through those and cherry picking out of those contacts the people who you want to connect with. Why is that important? Well, if those people are ever in the market for a supplier of services or products that you offer, then you being able to give them a choice by now having multiple options, that will put you in their mind when potentially they come to actually look for your product or your service. Taking this a stage forward now and thinking about LinkedIn in, let's say, a more professionally aggressive type, from a more professionally aggressive viewpoint, let's say, there'll be people in your network, the competition, who have got testimonials. So the testimonials are normally from people who have bought the product or the service, said that it's good or not, and dependent on what it is that you're offering, at some point in the future, they too might be in the market for that product or service again. So connect with the people who've given the testimonials on your competition's profile. That again will give them choice to develop an alternative relationship with somebody who provides a product or service that is the same. So when the time comes for them to actually purchase again, they may have a relationship with you and may enable you to be in the frame when the time is right for them to actually purchase that information. Thirdly and finally, as business owners, it's traditionally the platform to join groups that have got a business focus about them. So maybe why not join non-obvious groups? Look at your personal interests. For me, I'm quite into music, so I joined the Music Industry Forum group. What that allows me to do is actually converse and exchange dialogue with people of a non-business nature that will build the relationship on a social level first without actually talking about business. In networking in a face-to-face situation, there's the mantra meet, like, know and trust. Well, certainly if we can meet people online, get to like them because we've got this commonality, in my situation, music, get to know them even more through exchanging dialogue so that trust can be developed, then at some point they're going to start querying, what does this person do for a living? They seem okay when we're talking about music, maybe I might actually have a look at them when I'm looking for a supplier of product or service that I offer or you offer. Finally, the last tip or piece of advice that I would give anybody on these platforms is everybody's in it to raise their profile and generate connections. So every time that you write a post on a group forum, look at it as not only an opportunity to demonstrate your skill set, but it's, in basic terms, it's an advert for you, an advert for your business. So the more you contribute to these forums, the higher your profile is raised. And if you can back that up with stimulating content that demonstrates that you're an authority in your subject, then even better. So basically, a few tips for you there on if you were thinking, is LinkedIn any good, how to look at it a bit differently, how to get the most out of LinkedIn, but most importantly, how to get to the heart of your target market, the people who buy your products and services. So use the tips wisely and look out for more LinkedIn tips, presentation tips, from me, Mr. Presenter, Nick Hill. And if you're interested in what it is that I do, why not visit mrpresenter.com.